Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Japan fans, Liverpool fans, UK fans all over the world. We did it. Carabao Cup in our pocket. Chelsea crumbling before the indomitable might of the Liverpool Reds at Wembley. There's so much I want to talk about. Player ratings, the kids stood up, how the kids knew exactly their role. This comes from culture, this comes from coaching. Wataru Endo, all the statements I made before we signed Endo, how they all came true. Endo, the last warrior, the man mountain, the emperor on the pitch, going out on his shield, leading the kids into battle. Follow me and we will destroy them. Van Dijk leading by example. I knew Kostas Tsimikas was the weapon from the bench. I looked at that lineup, I said it's going to be a Tsimikas delivery that could make the difference in terms of what we had on the bench. I'm going to talk about those kids first and foremost. Wow. They are true Liverpool players. Now, this is the most impressive thing about the kids, right? They all knew their role. James McConnell's role was to get on the ball, control the tempo, slow it down, pick up the pace, work that yard, shift the ball over, vision, composure, tempo and control. This is a Xabi Alonso light. Even players you might think about like Tom Huddleston, for example, right? Or Jorginho, or this kind of player who gets on the ball and dictates like a metronome. John Joe Shelby wants to get on the ball, vision, head up. Sure, differing qualities, but all same type of player. Bobby Clark, absolutely everywhere. When Klopp said Bobby Clark is ready, it's the fact that he gets on the ball, he's got composure, he tries to roam into the midfield, roam into the pockets, drive into space, pressure, press, make himself available, dribble through, short pass game, loft the ball over, chip ball. Bobby Clark was everywhere and trying to do his thing. Popped up on the left wing, cut inside, drilled it across, won a corner deflection. This is the type of all-around versatile midfielder that Klopp and any coach absolutely loves. Jadon Danns, roaming up front, pressing, harassing, trying to get in the way, closing down every ball, not giving the fullback a break, winning throw-ins, deflecting it off. Everything that you need in a hard, high-pressing Liverpool team, he tried to do. He tried to lead from the front, tried to lead the press. He even had a header that was just over the bar, I think tipped over by Petrovic, Van Dijk over to Danns. All these kids came on and absolutely amazing. Troy Nyoni as well, always on the bench, cheering his team on from the side. Think about the youngsters. Conor Bradley on the right hand side. How much composure did Conor Bradley take not to nut Chilwell in the head? Because obviously Chilwell's being a bit of a knob. And yes, you know, mature, Chilwell, international. He looked like the petulant young kid there. And Conor Bradley, what a man, what stature. Great right back for many years to come. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the kids, the homegrown academy. You're talking about Gomez coming through from Charlton, Harvey Elliott from Fulham as well. All these kids from different academies, different cultures, different youth. Jarell Quansah came in, taking over from Matip as well. Give us a composure at the back, that cool head, that calmness, because Ibu and Van Dijk at the back, absolute monstrous titans. How many times did we rely on Van Dijk and Konate to get that last lunging tackle? Because Chelsea had the kind of team that play in behind, Jackson in behind, Sterling in behind, Conor Gallagher roaming in front, Cole Palmer drifting in, roaming in front of your defence, right? Overloading sixth position, as I said in the tackle preview. Van Dijk, head after head after head clearance, striving, stride for stride. Konate striding back, long limbs, toe poking away from Jackson, holding him up, putting the ball back to Gallagher, who did not have his shooting boots on. Conor Gallagher absolutely wreaked havoc with his off-the-ball movement, but on the ball a bit shaky. However, he is a true Chelsea player because he absolutely fought for the badge. Similarly, Cole Palmer adds that bit of quality as well. You think of all these expensive signings, it's actually Cole Palmer and Conor Gallagher who are probably the pick of the bunch in that regard, because Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez got eaten alive by colossal man mountain Emperor Endo in the midfield. Additionally, McAllister and Endo, for the price, it's not just value signings, they are the basis from every good thing that we can do. Szoboszlai was itching to play this game, but the medical team deemed him not fit. Nunes as well, deemed not fit. And Klopp said in the post-match interview as well, the medical team told me they weren't fit, but in the post-match celebrations, they were all up in the face of everywhere, jumping up and down the gantry, parkour, all this kind of stuff. Klopp was having words for the medical team later. And I love that kind of statement, but really, really impressive in terms of the tactical setup. And Chelsea had nothing left in extra time. There's so much criticism from the media to say, why didn't Chelsea go for it? They're against young kids. They were on top at the end of 90 minutes, really should have gone for it. But it's Liverpool who took the impetus, who controlled the tempo, who made it count. And it's because Lucho Diaz never stopped running, never stopped harassing. He was down to one leg and he still tried to make things happen, jinking, dropping the shoulder, making himself available. He ran his legs off. Absolute heart on the sleeve, Colombian flair. He must be some of that Colombian whacker, cracker, good stuff in the background. Don't know what he's on, but he never stopped running. And similarly, Endo, my goodness, he couldn't even get up the stairs at the end of the match. Left the stadium in a boot on his left leg. It's not an injury. I think it's just for fatigue and for protection reasons, because he must have had blisters all over. He fought like a lion, a mad warrior. I said in that Endo video that Endo would be leading our cup charge and leading our kids by example of leadership into battle. He goes into every challenge for a whole 120 minutes, crushed their midfield, absolutely destroyed their dreams, destroyed their hopes. He bites down his gumshoe like a shiitake mushroom. All that grit and that sweat, the last moisture and hydration gritting in that gum shield. He could probably sell his gum shield collection for a fortune, to be honest. Wataru Endo-san. Yes, what a hero. Battled for the whole 120 minutes. Never let up, never stopped harassing and pressing. And did you see how many balls through the lines Wataru Endo played? How many turns in midfield, taking out the opposition, taking out the first press? He's a baller, a technical genius, an absolute marvel. Endo-san, subarashi, sugoi desu ne. And when we heard the lineup and when we saw Nunez and Salah was not even in the squad, right, I texted all the Liverpool fans in Japan in a little line group. I said Klopp will put on every single kid if it gets into extra time, and Kostas Tsimikas is our weapon, because Kostas Tsimikas has the sweetest left foot, not just in our squad as confirmed by Curtis Jones and Cody Gakpo, but of all time from the left back position. I don't know if it's an exaggeration. I don't even care. Fabio Aurelio, amazing left foot. Kostas Tsimikas, amazing left foot. The curl, the precision and the dip that he can get in a left-footed delivery from out wide is out of this world, where it is long cross from the wide channel in the half space on the left-hand side, a curling, dipping effort onto a sixpence. He has one of the best deliveries from wide, from the inside channel, from the half space, even from deep, that I've ever seen. Kostas Tsimikas is a weapon, and that is what we relied on. That was our game-winning scenario. Now, if you were to picture different game-winning scenarios, you've got Lucho Diaz, what Harvey Elliott needs to do, cutting inside, left foot, for example. Kostas Tsimikas' delivery onto Virgil van Dijk was the only weapon that we had in extra time that you would say is absolutely on the money. If they get it right, it's unstoppable. That is it. That is the weapon. We have nothing else. Jadon Danns will run his ass off. The midfield will absolutely do their part. Press, congest, close, hassle, and discounting anomalies like that whipped in cross to the back post where Harvey Elliott tried his best, hit it low into the ground, the front post. Great save by Petrovic, because that's an anomaly, right? That doesn't always happen. If you look at the personnel that we had on the pitch and what we could do to win, apart from an Endo just taking it by scruff of the neck, blasting it top corner himself, because obviously he needs to be in that position, but he needs to protect our back four as well, and, you know, marshal the kids and control our offside line and control our pressure zones. He had too much responsibility to really go and just smack on top corner. So with that in mind, it's Tsimikas to Van Dijk, in and goal, and from a corner, sweet, beautiful, majestic. Kostas, Scouse Greek, honorary Japanese samurai as well. Highest honor you can get. And Klopp and everyone talks about how good Liverpool 2.0 are. This season, we're still in for the quadruple. We've done the first leg already in a 4-legged tie. We've won the Carabao Cup against Chelsea's billions in oil money, right? People talk about Liverpool 2.0, Soberslide, McAllister, Endo, Gravenberch, etc. Liverpool 3.0 looks incredibly promising as well. Kumas didn't even get on a pitch. I think he's still injured. Ben Doak is injured as well. A lot of our promising youngsters weren't available, and look at what they could do. The kids came on and knew exactly what to do. They were against the millions and billions spent on Caicedo, who lasted the game. Should have got red carded so much earlier. What a disgusting foul. Curtis Jones was sent off for left. Enzo Fernandez, sure, class, bossed us in the first game. Glimpses here and there, plays well for Argentina, but for Chelsea, he never really could get a hold of the game. He plays way too deep. He's silky, he's skillful, he's a baller, but couldn't impose himself. What was that dodgy back heel? Never going in a million years. Queeve Kelleher, let's put a shout out there for our goalkeeper. Japanese fans in Japan's gold standard version of Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter. Harry Potter, something different, a chubby version of Harry Potter. Anyway, I digress. Queeve Kelleher, my goodness, the composure, the calmness. This cheeky chappy, he has exuberant aura in terms of confidence and calmness, and he just does his hair, and he's got that pale skin as well, and he talks very mature and very composed. He's one of the best number 2s in the world. Now, I did say, right, at the start of the season, it's probably Arsenal because of David Raya and Ramsdale, kind of like 2 number 1s, right? But I think Kelleher's better than Ramsdale. I'm going to say it outright. Queeve Kelleher, when he gets a run of form, rusts off those cobwebs as well. When he gets in the groove, he's an immaculate shot stopper. His distribution is bang on point. He looks great in that green kit as well. the squad is powerful. The squad is jam-packed. The squad has enough quality even to go to Southampton and do something, even if we play majority of the kids. Gakpo huffed and he puffed. He had the header, unlucky there. Harvey Elliott lasted the whole match and he still was an attacking threat. Put credit on Harvey Elliott's name and Endo's name because of the fact that in the whole 120 minutes, when you're under the cosh, you looked at Lucho Diaz, Harvey Elliott and Endo to relieve the pressure. Give it to Endo. Give it to Endo who'll make something happen. Give it to Endo who'll keep the ball safe. Give it to Endo who'll beat the press. Give it to Endo who'll retain possession, who'll win a foul. Give it to Endo. He is a central gravitational pull that the world revolves around. McAllister in kind, helping out in that regard, but it was all about Endo holding that midfield and composure there, and Elliott on the right hand side always being an option no matter how many times it was congested there. He faced a brick wall, the delivery wasn't on point, he was pressed down, he was closed down. Elliott always showed for the ball. He always gave an option. He is a true team player and he's the leader of the next youth generation that's coming through, because Harvey Elliott is of big character and of big balls. And similar to Luis Diaz as well, you know when you've got technical brilliance, tactical flair, great first touch, dragging the ball with your ability to go on the outside, ability to go on the inside, running, he never let up, and Chelsea could not get a moment's rest. And here's what I want you to think about as well. Nkunku came on fresh. Madueke came on fresh. These players had legs and were running at our back line again and again. But our midfielders were tireless in chasing him. And the strategy of bringing on McConnell, who said to Endo, okay, sometimes you go into the 8, I will hold the lines, I'll receive the ball off the back line and I'll break the lines with a pass, which was very good to see. He hasn't got the best turn, but what I really like about McConnell was he recognised the danger when the press was beaten. He held on to Cole Palmer, rugby tackled him, took him down. He's like, yellow card, I'll take it, because now we can set up and we are safe as houses. Obviously for Simicast to Van Dijk winner, he knew it was coming. Similarly, Bobby Clark as well, the first one to come on, he knew his responsibility was basically to add the extra body into midfield, to relieve the pressure, to carry the ball. He's a bit of everything, a bit of jack of all trades, but he's solid enough and average enough in all statistics to really have a great basis to grow. A mini Ginny Wijnaldum, for example. Gomez came in, adding that physicality as well. It took him some time to get up to speed, but Gomez was everywhere, covering all the runners as well. And you always know that Gomez is reliable because he's versatile and he can play both sides. And he's strangely very adept at receiving the ball in midfield. He picks up the pockets where he can get the ball and he's quite safe. He's never dispossessed in that deep lying midfield role, which is very interesting. That inversion really works for Gomez to transition the ball to the other side or short pass to the next midfielder. And I want to mention a word for Gravenberch as well. Until Gravenberch was obviously taken out by Caicedo with absolute filthy, disgusting tackle, right? Gravenberch was part of the reason why Liverpool were on top. We were giving as good as we got in the opening moments, and Gravenberch was a big part of that because they could not get close to Gravenberch, and his ability to hold onto the ball with first touch and pivot it into a position that's impossible to dispossess him was very important. Now, unfortunately, he's injured as well, and he was coming to form, which is really sad for him because that would break his slight momentum. But his little partnership with Robertson on the left and Lucho Diaz was looking very promising. Robertson is obviously always going to give you that energy up and down the left-hand side, defensively responsible. Nobody really wants to attack the Robertson Van Dijk little pivot at the back because that is really hard to shake off, right? You can't beat Robertson on the outside, and Robertson will bring you into Van Dijk, into the traps, congest you, and McAllister closing in and Endo closing as well. Crunch, you're not going to get out of that one very easily. And Robertson's delivery was bang on point. He should have had an assist, obviously, to Van Dijk. That Endo offside call was questionable. I can kind of understand it, but Endo didn't have to move. But the fact that he's offside, I kind of understand that if there's an involvement of him in the phase of play, even if it doesn't do anything, it can be given as offside because it is an involvement in the play from the offside position, even though he didn't do anything, if that makes sense. Even though Levi Colwood never would have got there, it's a strange one, but I can kind of understand it. Now, there were some heart in the sleeve moments right there for me. It was a late one. It was a midnight kickoff all the way till 3, bit knackered today, and emotions riding high and the sweat dripping down. No, I don't sweat really. It's all that humidity and I'm a fitness freak, it's all good. But there were moments that it reminded me of an Eidiger Jonsson Champions League match where he whistled it past the post. It was that ghost goal, right? Luis Garcia ghost goal match against Jose Mourinho, Rafa Benitez. The ball dropped to Eidiger Jonsson on the right hand side and he on the volley whistled it past the post, and the rest was history into the final, right? There were moments like that, but Chelsea lacked that clinical striker. You know, Malagusto had a pretty good match. He whipped one across the face of the goal. Big save by Queeve Kelleher against Cole Palmer, for example. The Jackson to Sterling offside thing. Chances, even the Van Dijk goal we scored as the winner, right? If you see, I think it was Disasi chased Van Dijk and jumped. He was in the line of the ball, but it just skimmed past Disasi's head. Moments make the match, but ultimately Klopp got what he needed. This is going to be the most glorious final chapter of Jurgen Klopp's reign in Liverpool history because we did it. We are threadbare, but we have heart, we have passion. They have the money, but we have the power of fighting spirit, the power of character, the power of unity, the power of team bonding, the fans uniting, the stadium erupting. Liverpool fans sung their hearts out, brung us home. The ole 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 around the Europe song, You'll Never Walk Alone, really, really means something. And Dua Lipa with images of her hips swaying side to side. One kiss is all it takes. Thank you, Trent. Bring us home, baby. Bring home the bacon. Celebrated in style. Virgil Van Dijk and Jurgen Klopp lifting aloft the Carabao Cup. This means more. It's so true, because did you see the joy on all our players' faces at the end? The kids, they did it, man. They did it. Make sure you smash a like on the video. It helps this video beat the algorithm. It's only a second. Click the like now. Really, really helps out the channel so much. That's what YouTube algorithm wants to see. Otherwise, this stuff doesn't get seen. Subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of content coming up. I mean, lots and lots and lots of content coming up. Really, really good stuff. Lots of good news. I didn't get to stream live in here in Japan, so I relied on my Discord forum to find a way to see the match. So thank you guys in my Discord so much as well. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the comments as well. Comment in the match below. What were your emotions? What were you feeling in that matchup? Who was your man of the match? Let me know. I want to interact with you guys. It is a happy moment. It's a joyous moment, and I'm going to celebrate in style. Got some things that are very, very nice to show you very, very soon. I'm going to be opening them up. Video coming soon. What a great way to start the week here. Peace. Janet.